You have a genius in your computer. It can calculate the precise orbital trajectory of a rocket. It can securely encrypt your bank details. It can run a massive operating system with 1,000 background tasks happening all at once. It can do almost anything. But when it comes to where Silicon Valley is sinking their billions, it is losing to a processing unit that is barely a fraction as complex. The silicon running modern AI is in a very real sense specialized. It does a small set of matrix-style operations over and over billions of times a second. And somehow, that is enough to change the world. Your CPU, the central processing unit, is one of the most sophisticated objects ever built by human beings. On average, a modern CPU has somewhere between 8 and 64 cores. Each core is essentially a complete semi-independent hyper-advanced calculator. But calling it a calculator is like calling a Formula 1 car a vehicle. It is technically true, but it completely misses the point. Each core can handle complex logic by making decisions based on if this, then that. It can manage memory and switch between tasks billions of times per second. It is so fast that your computer feels like it is doing everything simultaneously, even though it is mostly doing things one at a time. This is called sequential processing. One thing, then the next thing, then the next. And for most of computing history, this was exactly what we needed. Writing a document, mostly sequential, running a browser, sequential task play each part, even playing a video game. The logic of the game, the physics, the AI component, the collision detection, there is lots of sequential computing going on. One calculation fading into the next, fading into the next. A CPU is a genius because the problems we gave it required genius. Complex, interdependent, unpredictable problems, where each step depends on the last. So, what changed? You see, at the core of a neural network, here is what is happening. You have a number, you multiply it by another number, you add a third number, then you pass the results to the next layer. Repeat this millions of times simultaneously. Matrix multiplication and dot products, multiply, add, across grids of data that hold billions of values. There is far less branching logic than typical general-purpose code. Many of the operations are independent enough to be run in parallel, which is almost the exact opposite of what a CPU is optimized for. Think about it this way. Imagine you need to write a 10,000-word essay. You need one extraordinary writer, someone who can research, reason, structure arguments, and respond to what they just wrote. That is a general-purpose task. Now, imagine you need to paint a wall, a really, really big wall, say 1,000,000 square meters. You don't need one extraordinary deep-thinking writer. You need 1,000,000 ordinary painters, all working at the same time. That is a parallel task. Your genius CPU in this case, it is just an extraordinary writer staring at 1,000,000 square meters of wall, doing it one brush stroke at a time. Now, GPUs, graphics processing units, were not invented for AI. They were invented primarily for video games, specifically for this problem. Say you have a screen with 4 million pixels. Every single frame, 60 or 120 times a second, every single one of those pixels needs its color calculated. What color is it? How is the light hitting it? Is there a shadow? Is there fog? Those 4 million calculations are almost completely independent of each other. So, engineers built the GPU. A GPU doesn't have 8 or 16 powerful cores. It has thousands of smaller cores grouped into clusters. In isolation, each cluster can't do much. You couldn't handle complex logic on one. But together, 4 million pixels can be calculated simultaneously, smooth as silk. And then, in the late 2000s and early 2010s, some researchers had a realization. These cores are doing the same simple operation across millions of independent values simultaneously. And that is exactly what a neural network needs. Computer science is so beautiful. Anyways, so if GPUs are so excellent for AI, why did we need anything new? Why is Silicon Valley spending billions of dollars on dedicated neural chips? Well, because of, amongst other reasons, a structural nightmare called the memory bandwidth bottleneck. Here's how a traditional chip works. You have processing cores, the things doing the actual mathematics, and you have memory, where the data lives. These two things are separate. The core needs to fetch data from memory, drag it across a connection called the memory bus, do the calculation, send the results back, and fetch the next chunk of data. When you are doing billions of operations per second, that journey from memory to core and back becomes the slowest part of the whole system. It is like having the world's fastest chef who has to walk to a different building every time they need an ingredient. The cooking is instant, the walking is killing the efficiency. For video games, this was manageable, but for AI, With billions of weights being reused in complex patterns, it becomes a traffic jam. That is why AI hardware doubles down in two big ways. First, specialized units called tensor cores. Instead of processing individual multiply-add operations like standard GPU cores, a tensor core performs an entire matrix multiply and accumulates across many values in a single hardware step, or in plain English, it is a massive force multiplier. Second, and most importantly, they destroy the chef's commute. Modern AI chips pair their computing cores with enormous amounts of high bandwidth memory and large on-chip memory buffers. The ingredients are already on the cutting board. Data can move far more quickly between memory and compute, reducing the traffic jam that would otherwise bring the whole system to a crawl. The data spends less time traveling and more time being processed. All in all, here's what I want you to take away from this. For 50 years, we built computers around one assumption: intelligence requires complexity. A powerful computer is a flexible computer, a computer that can do anything. AI doesn't respect that, not because AI is simple. Training a large language model is one of the most computationally intensive things human beings have ever done. But because the shape of the complexity is different, we are in the middle of a hardware revolution that most people haven't noticed yet. The CPU held the throne for half a century. The GPU snuck up on it by accident through video games. And now, we are building chips that are purpose-built for intelligence. Not general intelligence, but a very specific, very powerful, very inhuman kind of intelligence. And the reason is the most elegant thing in all of engineering. Fit the tool to the problem, not the problem to the tool. Stay positive out there, and I'll catch you in the next one.